on the road again, heading down the road I-10 from Tallahassee on our way to Gainesville. I'm Scott Smith. Welcome on in to the College Caravan. This was day 4 of our 5-day tour around the state to get you a little bit of a preview of college football, which is now just a matter of weeks away here in the Sunshine State. And FSU, a team that is certainly looking forward to turning the page on a disastrous 2024 season, and they are hopeful for the season ahead. A lot of new pieces, and we'll dive into that along the way here over the next 20 minutes or so. Feel free, if you are an FSU Seminoles fan, you want to cheer in the chat, go ahead and jump in there. And I will share this on my Facebook page while we're doing this. But yeah, this was this is going to be a road trip that the next hour 46. So this will be one of the shortest portions of our road trip, and that will be, of course, on the road to Gainesville. So here we go. Let me just see if I can save it. Well, I'm not seeing it pop up yet. All right, so let's just jump into this. This is year number 6 for Mike Norvell, head coach of the FSU Seminoles. And, you know, this is one of those, the last 2 years have been just a roller coaster for this head coach, from 13 wins in 2023 and the hopes of a national championship right in front of them, to then a 2-win team a year later. And what changes? Well, players change, right? So with that kind of downfall after players leave the program, with new players in, there is hope in 2025 that they can see an uptick. Maybe it won't reach 13 wins, but certainly something that would get them back into the bowl talk and back into national prominence. There's a lot of mystery around this team, but there are some good pieces. They have guys that can make some plays. Offensively, Tommy Castellanos, the new quarterback, transfer from BC. Receivers Deuce Robinson, Squirrel White. Both these guys transferred. Robinson from USC, Squirrel White from Tennessee. They've revamped their offensive line. Pettibone, the center, he is a new piece that they are anchored around, and they have a new offensive coordinator in former UCF head coach Gus Malzahn. He comes over and he's going to be the OC, and we know what that means is that they're going to be pushing the pace. They're going to be running fast-tempoed offense and moving the ball down the field, something that they desperately needed a season ago, and they just couldn't get it. That offense certainly struggled. So, will all these pieces that come in, like puzzle pieces, will they all fit together in year number 1? That is certainly the hope for head coach Mike Norvell.
Well, you know, it's a new team, and you guys that were here a year ago, you know, the way they've worked, the way they developed. I mean, really the mindset they brought into our off-season program. You know, the things that we've worked really hard to establish. You know, they're on the field through spring practice, and you know, halfway through our fall camp right now. You know, really pleased with the mindset of what those guys have brought. And you know, we have over 40 newcomers that have joined the program, whether it's freshmen, transfers, guys that have come in and you brought an incredible amount of leadership. They brought about a great edge to this football team, and you know, as we're all pushing together to ultimately what we all want to accomplish.
Curious how the last 2 years kind of impacts and changes you as a coach, how you grow and learn from those experiences, the highs and the lows.
Well, I mean, it's you learn from every experience, and you know, ultimately, I mean, each team is unique to itself, and you know, you've got to be able to meet each team at its need. And you know, for us as a program, you know, we've used the word you know, edge and desperation a lot. You know, and because in today's age of college football, there's a lot of other you know, factors that play a part into just what the overall experience is. And you know, when you step on that field, when you come into this building every day, it's about the mindset. It's about what you're willing to give to go become what you desire to be, and we've got to do that as a football program. And so a lot of areas for me, just to be able to see and make sure that we're upholding the standard, you know, that expectation. You know, we've seen it done at an elite level, and you know, obviously we've seen, you know, an ultimate disappointment. So you know, for us, it's about going to take that next step. And this is a new team. It is a new opportunity, and we got to go capitalize on every bit of it.
New team and some new coaches as well. The opportunity to bring in Gus Malzahn as your offensive coordinator, and of course, you kind of cut your teeth with him in Tulsa about 20 years ago now. What does he bring from both the personal relationship? How is he impacting this program with his experience? and of course with his playbook.
I mean, he's an incredible leader of men, and Gus is somebody that I really care about. He's got just a wonderful heart, and the mind is really special. When you look at what he does, the innovation, the style of play offensively, it's as good as it gets. And I really believe a lot in him, because that is ultimately where I got my foundation. In the offensive side of the ball, being able to come up and just to have that relationship over the years, and for this to be able to come together has really been enjoyable for me. It's been fun to watch him. You'll really just kind of hone in and focus on what I know he loves to do, and our team is definitely reaping the benefits of it.
Defensively, Tony White takes over. How much of an adjustment, and what are you seeing when you go up against his defense? Is this 3-3-5 scheme? Is it different? A different look than what you?
Yeah, I think what makes Tony such a great coordinator is just his versatility, and you could see the 3-3-5. Last year, even at Nebraska, last couple of years, seeing the mix of the 4 down and just how he's able to utilize personnel schemes. The element of disguise and just an attack mindset. And when I talk about attack, everybody thinks blitzing all the time. And there's gonna be some dynamics that we definitely check the box in that regards. But it's just how you play, and it's the mentality, the physicality, the relentless pursuit to the ball, and that's a standard of what we expect here at Florida State, and you're definitely what Coach White expects within that defense. And so seeing him instill that, demand that, has been something I've been really happy for.
So I think you could sense some optimism from the head coach there as he looks ahead to the season. But it is worth looking back and seeing what happened last year and learn from that, right? So it kind of went all off the rails against Georgia Tech week 1 in Ireland. From there, you kick the season off with a 3-game losing streak. The Boston College loss is a tough loss. And then right in the middle of the season, you go on this 6-game tailspin that really just plummets your chances. You look at a team last year that went in with such hope and such promise that they would be in the national title picture, that I think it was just a gut punch right out of the gates that deflated hopes. So how powerful is hope? Well, it's pretty powerful, and I think we saw that last year. So get an infusion of it back into the program this year as the slate is now clean. The players tell me today that while they remember and they can learn from the lessons of last year, they're certainly not dwelling on it.
Just wiping the slate clean. You can't really go into a new year really worried about the past. I feel like one of the things that happened, we had the really high of highs in 2023, and then we had one of those rough experiences last year. So you can't carry the year before as baggage into the next year. Just wipe the slate clean, have a new staff coming in, new players, and I feel a new sense of joy. I feel like everybody is kind of letting go of what happened in the past and kind of just really enjoying where we are now, and feeling like we have a lot of opportunity ahead of us. And I feel like the more we can step away from the past and what happened and kind of let go of it, because everybody's going to talk about the good, the bad, how we looked last year, but we can't really worry about that. All we can do is just take care of what we can and just keep moving forward.
When you talk about the joy of getting back and playing, does that come from leadership on down? Did it just something that organically popped up as soon as you guys hit the spring practices? Like, where did you see that coming from?
I can say it's contagious. We have a more just cultural joy, I feel like, just around the program, and just being here every day, the ins and outs, morning meetings, night meetings, early mornings, late nights, but we're having fun through it all.
I know every athlete's looking for a chip on the shoulder, and I know you guys certainly have one. How much do you think last year's experience is fueling a different mindset going into 2025?
I think there's a little bit of both sides. I think you definitely have to, the guys that were here and went through that last year, no one wants to go through that again. And also knowing that this 2025 team is a whole new team. So we're all really excited for the opportunity.
And part of what 2025 is going to provide for the Noles is a little bit of flying under the radar, right? So the national media is not expecting much from FSU in terms of having some amazing bounce back season, but can they get back to respectability? Now for the players, I know that what they expect out of themselves is something much higher, right? Win the ACC, get back in the 12-team playoff, make a run at this national title. And so I think from their perspective, right out of the gates, you got Bama, game number one, the stage, the limelight, and all the eyeballs will be on that game. So can they spring the upset? Playing a little underdog in their home stadium is something that I think that they're really excited about being able to do. In terms of the talent on the field, now we kind of touched on it briefly off the top, but receiving core is essentially all new. So Deuce Robinson's going to be one of their big pass catchers in this offense. Comes over from USC. They have a guy in Squirrel White from Tennessee. The running back room, that we just keep hearing this buzz about Usman Kroma, who is their freshman that's coming in, that is a special elite talent that's certainly going to help. And we know in a Gus Malzahn offense just how important a guy like him can be. But then you look at the offensive line. The offensive line struggled last year in a big way, but they have a ton of new pieces back as well. So this is all revamped, and you got a new quarterback in Tommy Castellanos. And while he may not be the flashiest name to have hit the portal in the offseason, he is a guy that does make sense for FSU right now in this period of time. He got into college football at UCF, where his head coach was none other than Gus Malzahn. He has a familiarity with this offense, and that is a big reason why he's going to be operating the Seminoles offense in 2025.
I mean, Tommy, he brings that edge, and I mean, he is a special talent. I mean, he really, things that he can do, arm, legs, just command and control. But what I love about him is just his, off the field, and how he is with his teammates. The things that he's been able to pour in for them, to them, and just watching guys rally, around Tommy is really special. And obviously Gus and Tommy go back for a good while from the days at UCF, and just seeing the way that Tommy has continued to grow, and obviously Gus coming in and being able to adapt and adjust things to the personnel of what we have, and there's a lot of excitement seeing those two work together.
I'm just checking the chat as we go along on this College Caravan live stream, and on Facebook we got Charles Summerall saying go Noles. Thomas Bolesky says there are seasons in all sports that the team just has to walk away from. It's a new season. Every team starts 0-0, and that is certainly something that this year's team in Tallahassee is going to be banking on. That, hey, this is a fresh start. None of that baggage with 24 comes with us, and they have an opportunity week one. Now, I will say, being on campus, that the first thing you see when you pull in is all the construction taking place around the football facility. There's a new 150,000 square foot football facility. It is weeks away from being opened. This thing is stunning. These here are pictures of Doak Campbell, because we have multiple things that are happening on campus. It is a construction site, but the stadium is just about complete, and we got a chance to peek inside. As you can see, what used to be all bleachers now has comfortable chair back seats, and with that there's been a reduction in capacity, so no longer it was at 82 and some change. Now it's going to be right around 70,000 capacity, and it's going to be a sellout week one against Alabama. But they have made some state-of-the-art changes to the stadium, from the club suites to the concourses and in between, and you can see that in this video. So a lot of excitement as fans pour back into Doak this year, and I know players are excited as well.
And it's going to be an incredible experience. I mean, it's beautiful, the work that's gone in. I think everybody involved in making this a reality, from Michael Alford, our athletic director, President McCullough, the board of trustees, all of the Seminole boosters that are out there that have helped you invest not only in the stadium but also in our football only facility. I mean, it's truly it's a special place, and obviously representing just a wonderful fan base, a wonderful program, and all those that have come before us.
When you see all the work that's being done at the stadium, how pumped are you to be able to step back in
I'm
there?
so excited. I can't even lie. I'm so excited. We haven't had like a full capacity crowd since my freshman year. Spent the last year with the renovation side, so having the stadium finally done, I've been waiting for this moment. So it's gonna be rocking.
Have you gotten a peek in there? I mean,
I have.
Preview?
We'll go in there, and before we go lift, I'll sneak out there and go see what it looks like. But again, I'm just super excited. It looks great. I feel like we're going to have a different energy that we didn't have last year, with the temporary stands and not everything looking the right way. So I feel like this year, when having it being back to how it should, I'm excited.
That is, it's nice to have not only a new foundation with your program, but essentially a new foundation in some of your facilities as well. Although the 75-year-old Doug Campbell's not a new foundation, but I will tell you this new football facility, which we got to see the outside of today, it does have one really cool feature that I was told about. They have an indoor practice field, so it's kind of like their walkthrough field, and it's a kind of a mini scale, but it has a large video board on one end that they can do virtual reality on. So this thing's state of the art, from nutrition to recovery. They have meetings and all the workspace and lockers and weight rooms that you could want. It is college football in 2025 for sure, and it's a massive facility. All right, on to the schedule, because we cannot wait for this week 1 game. That's going to be at Alabama, or against Alabama at Tallahassee. That will be August 30th. So it kicks off with a bang, and that's going to be a challenging one. Crimson Tide come in 8th ranked in the preseason poll. Then you got a couple of games that you ought to win. Then it's a visit to Virginia for your first ACC game. Another game to circle is that Miami game. Fortunately for the Seminoles, that one's going to be up in Tallahassee as well. So you at least get to catch Miami, which is a preseason 10th ranked team, in your home stadium. Pittsburgh at Stanford, Wake at Clemson, another challenging game in ACC play, a team that's going to be challenging for the ACC championship. And then you end the season on the road back-to-back at North Carolina and at Florida. So the last quarter of the season, really a challenge as well. All right, so to the quarterback, Tommy Castellanos, he said, and as we all have heard by now, he made some viral comments, very confident about how that week 1 game against Bama is going to look. He said that, they don't have Nick Saban to save them anymore, and he came back and he didn't shy away from the comments, but he did say, look, I didn't mean any disrespect at all. So I will say his teammates take it probably a little bit different than the national media took it. Take a listen.
It's not really our job to tell him what to say and how to react to certain things. That's how he feels, and that's my quarterback, and I'm going to back him 100%. So Tommy says, we going to the moon, we going to the moon, you know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? That's confidence we have to have, not just in our quarterback, but in each other, in our team, right? You don't play this game for second place, right? You don't play this game to have a certain record that involves losses.
Every day since he's gotten here, you never have to question his attitude, his work ethic, or where his mind is. He's always here. He's really into it. So that, on top of that confidence that he has, is just like a recipe for a quarterback I'm ready to block for. So I'm excited.
Hey, some confidence can be contagious, and boy, if there's one thing that this year's team needs, it's like an infusion of confidence. And so if that's what Tommy Castellanos brings, in addition to what he can do with his arm and his feet, then this could be a promising little mix going on with the Noles this season. But the Bama game is one that is going to draw all the attention. It's one of the premier games of the first week of the college football slate. So how do the players look at that game in terms of the expectation and the opportunity to really step on that stage yet again here in 2025 and say, we're a brand new team, and here we come? Take a listen.
Everything you got. Compete to win. That's what we're trying to do every day, every rep, whether we're sitting in a meeting room, whether you're out there on the practice field. It is about the competition. And, through the course of a game, you're going to be 130, 140 different plays that are going to show up. And it's who's willing to lay it all on the line for every single one of them. And, there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be your response is going to be necessary. The physical and mental toughness is going to be critical, but you got to prepare for that. And if you put everything you have into it, I got a lot of confidence in what the results will be.
Good stuff. Coach, best of luck this season.
Thanks so much.
With the Noles here on a good visit with the Noles here on this 4th day of the College Caravan, and again, we're ready to see them take the field against Alabama week 1. That will be a ton of fun to watch. But we are off to Gainesville now for our final stop on the College Caravan as we take a relatively short drive compared to some of these drives that we've been taking from down to Miami and up from Tampa to Tallahassee. So as you can see, it's on the Caravan's not going very far. That was probably about 12 dots. If the 12 dot metric is all we have to go on, then I'd say how many more dots do we have to go? John Wright is our driver of this year Caravan. We got 8 dots to go. You know, time flies by when you're having fun. So we're loaded up on snacks. We're ready to roll. We are on I-10. Let me give you a picture out the front of our... There we go. That's a pretty little view right there. Got some green grass both sides. And then let me just, before I let you, I like to do this. This is my fun camera, and I get to move it around. And how about this? There's no cars around us, or else we could zoom in on other drivers and see what they're doing, making sure they're not distracted. There we go. There's that Amazon truck's probably heading to my house. Yeah, so there we go. Fun with technology. We are having fun on this road trip. I hope you have had fun as well. With one more stop to go, don't forget, leave comments down below, questions, whatever you have for us. We want to engage you on this caravan. It's not simply about us connecting with the teams, but we want to connect them to you, the viewers, the fans, because I know we're all a bunch of college football fans here. What do you got for me? We do have some comments, but it looks like some of those comments are from bots, so I'm not going to read those. Anyway, hey, it's been great. We will continue our trek, and we will catch up with you same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow. Here's a view out the windshield on our college caravan. Thank you for watching. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.